Okay, so let us see how we can use these quick survey functions. These three buttons are dedicated for quick survey. Okay, so usually whenever you switch on the total station, it will show the quick survey options itself, the quick survey display itself. Okay, so the thing while using your this quick survey functions, firstly you have to see the whether the instrument is in non-prism mode or prism mode based on whether you are using the prism or non-prism. So if you're not using a prism, if you're directly hitting the object, you have to see this is in non-prism mode. Okay, so I have made this is in non-prism mode itself. Now let us see why we are what is this button, for what purpose you will use this button and this and this. Okay, so first the first button which is having, click this button, so which is having three arrows coming from a point. So if you click this button, so here you can see east, E is for east, N is for north, and Z is for like elevation. Okay, so if you see any coordination system, so you will have X, Y, and Z, right? So similarly here in total station you are having E and Z. So like you can take E has X and N as Y, and Z is for elevation or height. Okay, so if you hit this button, you can measure the coordinates of any particular point, right? Or if you say you're having P1, this means it is page 1, and this is for measuring, and this is to change the P mode and non-prism mode, and this is for offset. This is not that necessary. So if you go for the next page, the page 2, so here if you are using the prism, you can give the height of reflector. So since you are not giving any prism, so this is for height of instrument, so you have to give this value. So height of instrument, it is 1.4. So you have to measure the height of instrument from a mark provided here. So here you have a mark, so from this to the bottom ground, so keep a tape, using a tape mark the instrument height up to here. Okay, and give that value here. Okay, so let us make this value as 1.5 something. So sorry, 1.5, right? So clear, 1.5. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so and even you can change the instrument station values. So here this is my station. So if I change this station value, so default it is taking 0 0 0. Actually it will take the previous values. So initially previous someone has entered 0 0 0, so that's what it is has taken. So if so you can change this values as 1000 like that also. So I will change 1000, 500, and 100. Now the whatever point you are measuring, it will measure based on these points. It will take this as my center and it will measure. Okay, so I will click enter. Okay, so I have given station, and page 3 you have EDM, that is electronic distance measurement. You can measure the distance, and you have meters and feet. So if I click this, you will get the values in feet, and if I click this again, it will get you'll get values in meters. And let us go for P1. So just directly hit any point. So let me hit any object, and I will click measure. See, so I got a values 99.997.503 and 101. These are the coordinates of a particular point that I have measured. So there my point is directly I have targeted a wall. So that coordinates is these are the coordinates of that uh, where I have targeted. Okay, so this is a button, dedicated button for measuring the coordinates. And if I keep on changing, there I have measured, I have targeted these values, right? So if I rotate this, So that values will keep on changes. So that even by using this method you can search for the coordinates. So if you have a values, if you have a coordinates of particular points, you can search for that points. Okay, so that is this button used for. Okay, now let us see what is this button dedicated for. So here you can see the symbol is something like a right angle triangle. The symbol is something like a right angle triangle, right? So that means, so you can measure the horizontal distance and the vertical distance and the slope distance. You can measure horizontal distance, vertical distance and the slope distance. So just let us see what is there here. Yes, so here you can see the horizontal HR is for horizontal radius, and HT is for horizontal distance, and VD is for vertical distance. Okay, where is the slope distance? I said, so here this symbol it indicates to measure the slope distance also, but it is not showing here. So for getting slope distance, just hit this button once again. So now you can see you are having SD also. So SD is for slope distance. Okay, so if you want to measure these values, so just I'm hitting this button once again. So here I need to measure the horizontal distance of a particular point and the vertical distance of a particular point. So what I will do, so I will cite somewhere on the top, or I will cite that corner of this room. Okay, so I will try to measure what is the horizontal distance and vertical distance. Yes, just click measure. So for your convenience, let me on the beam, laser beam, so that you can see where I am targeting. Yeah, F1. So how functions, and hit down button, and in F1 you will have a laser beam. So there, yeah, so that corner, you can see that corner I'm targeting. Now let us measure what is the horizontal distance and vertical distance. Just hit measure. See, so the horizontal distance from that point is 3.2 and the vertical distance is 3.6. Okay, the vertical distance is 3.6. So that means it will measure from the bottom. Initially we have given the horizon the instrument height, right? So it will take that value also, right? So if you want to measure the slope distance, so hit this button once again and hit measure. So this is the slope distance 3.863. Okay, so this button you can use this button for mostly for horizontal distance, vertical distance and slope. Even you'll get the vertical angle and horizontal angle also, but it is mostly dedicated for the distances. And next button, this ANG, so this is dedicated for angles, for measuring angles. So just hit this button once. So it is showing the vertical VA and vertical angle and horizontal radius. Okay, so you can measure the angle, the radius between any 2 points using this button, and even you can also measure the what is the vertical angle. So let us try to, firstly here you have options like hz is equal to 0 log, and hz is how much. If you want to give a specific value of the angle, so you can hit this hz is equal to question mark, you can hit this and you can input that value. Or else or else if you want to make the horizontal angle equal to 0, so you can hit this hz is equal to 0, it will make the horizontal angle 0. So usually, for suppose if I want to measure the angle between this door, angle between this door, okay, from that point to this point. So what I will do, I will make this point 0. Okay, so I will make that point 0, that is hz is equal to 0. So it will ask whether you want to set that value to 0 or not. So click S. So now it is 0. You can see the hz, the horizontal angle is 0 now. Just rotate this just rotate this to that another corner, so you can see, so another corner. Now you got that value.